everyone can enter in the real estate business, but not everyone can stay and stay there for a long time and create a business and develop it and make money. It requires several principles, several skills that you need to have or develop to remain here. So one skill is to be a people's person. So you need to have good emotional intelligence to understand your clients and your clients' necessities. And sometimes your clients might not know what they want. So you will have to do the right assessment, ask the right questions, and understand, of course, ask what is their budget and so on. So people skills is necessary with the buyers and the sellers as well, because you'll need to integrate and understand and be likable as well, and so on. Second is time management. It's very important to be very well organized and be on time, and actually 15 minutes earlier sometimes. So it has several kind of principles on the time management. First is because many times you will have viewings, like 5-10 viewings a day, and if you're late on first viewing, you might miss out or break the whole chain of viewings, and then your day will become chaotic. Second, if you go to a viewing, for example, where you're just picking up a flat for sale, you might not be presentable, or the seller might not take you serious because you're kind of wasting your time. You're a chaotic yourself, or you're disrespectful to their time. So it's not professional. Another skill for you to have is being educated on legislation and all the laws that has to do with real estate. So I have several examples that I experienced it myself. For example, I'm predominantly buying in Greece, and Greek legislations, they change almost every year accordingly to how the market shifts. So for example, in the last 5 years, because there was a lot of purchase and a lot of investment, the property market went into inflation, and because of the inflation, the government implemented several laws for them to deflate the market, so that the local people are happy with kind of a normal rent, not a exaggerated one. So for example, this year the government removed the Airbnb licensing, and because they removed the licensing, they don't allow people to do Airbnb. This somehow contributed to deflation of the market and devaluation of the properties, because if you buy the property, you'll not have the same returns as last year. So that somehow affects the purchase, affects the investor, and you have to know all these details in order for you to be able to advise on the right investment. Another one, which is very important and is still, going even in the digital world, social networking. You have to be socially active and go to different network events, going out. You have to have coffees with your clients or go out for dinner, because that's how we close several of our projects, or the big projects, for example. We still live in a humanistic world where people need a connection, and you will have to be able to have time to connect with them and have that cup of tea, cup of coffee, or that dinner in order to establish bonding and connection. And then another skill is following up. Right. A lot of agents are missing on that one, and they have no idea how important is it. So, for example, when you go and do viewings, yes, or even if you rent it on Airbnb, you still have to follow up with your tenant to get a good review. So, things that I use, for example, if I show an apartment for sale, I will follow up on the buyer the next day just to have his opinion. Is he happy? Is he not happy with the viewing? Does he like the apartment? Because if I follow up, I will gather information that is useful on how will this deal go. Because, for example, the apartment is nice, but it's not in a good area. So you will be able to, based on that information, to outsource another property that is in a better area, and being able to serve that client accordingly and close the deal. The same thing with the seller, for example. Send him a text message or give a call and say, thank you very much for opening for opening the door for us to show the apartment, and I will come back to you as soon as I have information from the client. Or again, tell him, my client is happy with the apartment but not happy with the location, but thank you very much for your time. Trust me, these little things, people really appreciate it, and this way you establish connection and also trust and respect between the clients, because they're both side clients. With Airbnbs, we follow up as soon as the guests check out, because we would like them to write a 5-star review. So we will kind of suggest to have a follow up with a 5-star review. So we'll say, thank you very much for staying with us. I hope you had a great stay in London or Greece or anything like that. Safe journey back home. And we will mark you with a 5-star review. You are a 5-star guest. And then automatically they will feel obliged to respond, say, thank you very much. It was a great stay. I will mark you with a 5-star as well. And that's how, in a nice trick, we get 5-star follow-up and become a super host on Airbnb. So follow-up is very important in this business, like any business, but real estate, because it's still involving people, it's a fantastic way to keep your business going.